Hello, welcome to this new video where I'm going to showcase you some gameplay of Tapu Koko. We already saw some videos about him in Ultra League, now I'm using it in Master League. It is going to be quite carried by two other good Pokemon, though that is kind of necessary because the stat distribution on this Pokemon is horrible. Let's take a look at the team that I'm using here. So the team that I'm using is Origin, Palkia, Landorus, Therian, Form, and Tapu Koko. Yeah, like I said, a very strong core that carries Tapu Koko here. It has like half the stats of a Lugia, which is terrible, but I really like its coverage. Electric and Fairy hits on almost everything in the meta, and on top of that, Nature's Madness has a 100% chance of dropping the opponent's defense, so that makes it a really good charge attack. I also found that it cores quite well with Palkia. It counters Palkia, so you know, it at least has one good winning matchup. Dialga is somewhat winnable, so it definitely has some play. But yeah, I'm going to showcase you some Tapu Koko. You will see how terrible it is against even some good matchups like Kyogre and Togekiss, but it's mostly going to get carried by Palkia and Landorus. Now, I must say, I have not been playing a lot of Go Battle League yet this season. I'm at rank 18 currently, about to get my ELO one of these days. The first battle that we have here in rank 18, right before my elo, Palkia into Kyogre, a great lead. I have kind of two answers here, but I'm definitely looking to get rid of my Landorus here. Tapu Koko has an okay matchup against Kyogre, but it's really not great, simply because of the stat distribution difference there. Anyway, Stats Storm, really good here. I am thinking of going for switch advantage here, but I decide to let this go anyway. It's an Ironet anyway, so I can farm it down. But let's say he went for Draco, my Palkia would have likely been aligned to a Fairy type. This is a very common team composition with like a Togekiss or a Xerneas in the back. Going for the Stone Edge there does some more damage. My opponent made the mistake of swapping it immediately. That allows me to bring my Palkia back immediately and just farm this all the way down without taking too much damage. If this is a Thunder, so I expect a Fairy type in the back, which could be tricky at this point, honestly. So interesting Fairy type. It's actually a Garchomp. And you would think this is a horrible matchup for Tapu Koko. It is. It is kind of bad. Because my Volt Switch here are triple resisted. I do have Nature's Madness, which is super effective here and will drop the defense, but that still won't make my Volt Switch do more. My opponent seems to not be tapping the screen a lot here. At this point, I think they threw the phone away because they stopped tapping or something. The game doesn't do as much there anymore, but I just want to see how much that would do. And yeah, that's 1-0. Game 2, we're going to have my Palkia Origin lead into Giratina Origin lead. Fantastic lead for myself. Palkia Origin a little bit bulkier than that altered form, so it's going to take that Shuttle Ball much more comfortably. My opponent also throws basically immediately, so I have no fear of this being a Dragon Pulse. I would live Dragon Pulse from here, but just barely. You can see Shuttle Ball already does so much. Then my opponent goes into their Dialga, and at this point I'm very comfortable shielding here. And the reason why is because I already chipped that Giratina so much that my Landers can almost take it out there. So if they're weak to Landers in the back, they're going to have to give me some shields back. In fact, you kind of have to, because if Landers is against your last Pokemon, it can just debuff it, and you cannot find a way to clear it. So my Landers at this point is looking extremely good. Going to go for the Sandsear Storm. Stone Edge would do a little bit more. Actually, Stone Edge might allow me to farm it down, but I decided to play it just safe. Going to go for another Sandsear Storm here. This should put a draw shield if they're weak to Landers in the back. It does seem like they are. They're farming up a lot of energy. My timer's up though, so now I'm going to go into the Palkia, throw an Aqua Tail. Again, if they're like an extra on the back, they gotta shield this, and they do. So, not sure if it is. Actually, if this Ominous Wind won't kill, by the way, because he's double debuffed, and as you can see, it does nothing. It's a Togekiss, nothing to worry about. I have Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko gets some work to do, and you can see how much these charms do, man. It's way too much, but we are very offensive weighted, so at least his Thunderbolt, super effective, will do a lot of damage on the Togekiss, and that is a cleanup by Tapu Koko there. Battle number 3 is against Zico from Spain, a very good Master League player. I lead into Zacian here, which is a terrible matchup. Gonna go into the Landorus, and this is a pretty good safe switch into the Zacian. Usually there's like a Dialga in the back, and I don't throw immediately there. The reason why is because I don't want them to farm up energy and then swap immediately into another Pokemon to clear the debuff and store the energy. So now I throw the Sandsear Storm. 2 barely won't knock out. I could go for Stone Edge here, but my opponent knows me, and maybe they think I'm like very clever to go for Stone Edge, so I'm actually not going to go for the clever way and go for Sandsear Storm, because it was definitely on my mind to go Stone Edge there, but they do no shield there. At this point, this is very much debuff, so I'm just gonna let this go. It won't even put me into the red. Look at this. I get a clean farm down. They barely don't get to their Wild Charge or Close Combat there, which would have still done a significant chunk. Let's see what comes in. And to my surprise, it's Dialga. I was thinking, okay, I have to be careful. If they come in with Dialga, they probably want to like do a peekaboo swap, like swap in Dialga, then swap out immediately to catch the potential Sandstorm. So you see me overfarming there, being very careful of them potentially catching. But at this point, they may have just lost track of my energy. So I'm actually going to get to 3 Sandstorm here. This is devastating for the Dialga. It won't even have a great matchup against my Palkia anymore. But they're probably thinking, oh, I have all the energy. If Palkia comes in, I can just throw a Draco Meteor. But it is Togekiss in the back, and my opponent knows, and that's over. GG! In my next battle, I get a tremendous lead. Excadrill. Palkia wins this, Landers wins this. All I need to do is make sure this does not land on my Tapu Koko. They swap into Mewtwo, which is fine. This is a winning matchup for Palkia, as long as I use some shields here. I'm gonna go for the Aqua Tail. This ensures that if I use a shield, I can just Dragon Tail down. Gonna go shield the first one just in case it's a Wicked Focus Blast user. I don't think that knocks me out yet, but I think they can Psychic Cut me down after that. But they go double Side Strike. This will do so much damage though, which puts me very low, and basically my Palkia will be kind of useless, but at this point I'm just happy I will have my Landers on the Excadrill. If Dialga comes in, I'll probably hard swap into my Landers, but they come with a Togekiss, so I'm just gonna keep the switch advantage at this point and then swap my Tapu Koko, which still does not have a great matchup here, but my opponent doesn't know that. Gonna go into my Landers right away. Well, I tried to, but I was having dinner at the same time, so I wasn't super fast. This is fine. I live 2 Rock Slide here. Don't have to debuff myself now because I don't have Superpower. I have Sandsear Storm instead, and I can actually weaken them. 2 more Rock Slide will knock me out, however, so I just want to get these off immediately. Yeah, the annoying thing about this though is that the clock is going to be stalled here. At some point they can switch out again. It is crucial that I keep a Sandsear Storm in the event that they switch out, because otherwise they might like build up to 2 charge stacks against my Tapu Koko later, and then I don't have one to knock them out. They just build up to 2 and then knock me out. So that's something I have in mind here. They use 2 shield at this point. They switch advantages up. You see me building up to a move first, and because I win charge stack priority, I now secured the win. Gonna go for the Thunderbolt on the charge stack priority. I mean, this is only an easy power areas anyway, so it wouldn't KO regardless. Flamethrower actually would get close. And now you see like this extra is also so low. Even a Nature's Match is almost going to knock out here. It's a pretty efficient attack. Going to debuff them. Actually leaves them at like 1 HP here. That's all good. No matter what they have here, I will have the Sandsear Storm, which will take them out as I win charge stack priority. They don't have the Girl on here yet though, or Rock Slide. They probably would throw Rock Slide into a flying type. And that wins me this battle. Good game. The final battle that I have is a Giratina Origin lead. Fantastic lead here. Let's see what they have. They swap into Dialga. A little bit of a predictable switch here. But Landers is fine here. I don't like this matchup with Landers. It's so easy for Dialga to get a shield advantage. This person actually shields it, so they won't switch. But let's say they don't. They could just go for Draco Meteor. They would live the Sandsear Storm. And it just gets a little bit obnoxious then. Gonna farm up here. But here's the beauty though. Landers farms up so quickly. And this Dialga doesn't know that, because they get the charge stack priority with me here, and Landers wins that. And that knocks out. They use 2 shields. And yeah, a little bit sloppy there. Gonna go for the Stone Edge here. Would do more damage. I recognize I would get there by 1 HP. And I want to throw Stone Edge like as late as possible. If I throw Sandsear Storm to get more farm, which I don't want to give them. Even if it's Dragon Pulse, I would barely live this. So fine no shooting this. If it is an Excadrill in the back, this will get very scary though. They stay in still, which still makes me think it could be a ground type in the back. But at this point, I'm like on the path of no return. So Ominous Wind won't knock me out. If it's Groudon, like everything's much anyway. They boosted, and in the back is a Kyogre. They're playing some ABA to Dialga line. Not exactly what I expected. Well, I did expect something weak to the Palkia in the back since it stayed in. And look at how much those waterfalls do on Tapu Koko. It's so fragile. Does knock out the Kyogre there, and then I can I can go for a Thunderbolt, which is more energy. I just felt like throwing it. Pretend I'm single moved. I don't know. Well, Tapu Koko cleaning up a Kyogre there. That's a favorable matchup, so not that much to do. So yeah, those were the battles that I had. I know that Tapu Koko was a little bit, not a lot on the showcase here in these battles. I did have a Twitch stream it as well, where I did the 25 Tapu Koko battles, and actually went pretty well on there, which was like a couple days ago. So if you want to see more of that, just check out the video of that stream. I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.